sort of what should resellers be looking for and prioritising in their suppliers?
Well, I mean, I think we have an interesting view in on this because at Giacom we're supporting over 5,000 partners who are buying through our platform. And we get pretty good insight, I think, into which partners are growing fastest. And we can opine as to why they're growing faster. And I think you're absolutely spot on, Lauren and Chanell, about, the proposition being key. And differentiation and really understanding, how you articulate that conversation in front of the customer. That's absolutely critical. And this is a gross generalisation alert, but if I could characterise the partners that are growing fastest, it's not the partners that are staying in single product or a few products. It's not the partners that are remaining anchored in telco services or in IT services. It's the partners that are building propositions that bring together both of those things and take out a really valuable solution offering out to the small business. That's where we see the really big growth happening. And we see the packages that really smart partners are taking out. A lot of them are calling themselves kind of next generation MSPs now, but they're taking out a really simple prop to sell, but a really quite complicated one to deliver. And it's one where you go into a customer and you say, I'm going to take all of this pain away from you across IT, comms, cloud, hardware, all of that. And I'm just going to give you a price per user per month on a subscription that we bill really, really accurately for you. Now, it sounds really simple to just say, I'm going to charge you £130 per month, Mr. Customer, and you're going to get your 365, all your security, your backup. I'm going to move your services into Azure. I'm going to wrap it in great telecom services. But we have partners that are doing it and doing it really, really successfully. And what they often say to me when we're talking about this is the thing is the world has changed. And services used to be quite difficult to deliver. You had to be really specialist to deliver telecom services. But actually, when you take these cloud subscription services out to market, the cloud services are really reliable, basic configuration work, basic integration work that you can do, and you can deliver a fantastic solution into a small business. When partners get that right, they are hugely differentiated in the market, and we are seeing those partners get really strong double-digit growth. They're the ones that are really outperforming. So I'd really encourage any reseller, any partner of ours that's not on that journey to come and have a chat, because we can share case studies of resellers who are winning, and we can really help on the journey as well in terms of what should our new proposition look like, how do we broaden out our portfolio, how can we help to enable you to take the portfolio on, how can you get the subscription and the billing right that sits behind it, how can you take that service proposition out. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I'd like to echo that. I mean, the quickest way for growth, I think, at the moment is to sell different types of services into your existing base, and we'll be there 100% of the way to support you. I mean, certainly in providing you also with the partner tools and a billing system that can handle more than one type of service. Ultimately, you want to be giving just one bill at the end of the month to your partners where that's possible, and providing a nice, slick customer experience along with that. So I completely agree. Yeah, I was with a partner just yesterday, actually, and they were telling me about how they lost a huge bit of business that they were pitching because they didn't offer mobile as part of their package, and they just couldn't get there quick enough. A competitor of theirs had the whole package, and and they lost that business. Of course, now brilliantly they're going to look to our group to help them out with that. That won't be happening for them again. Absolutely not.
Too late.
But it's it just that's really a problem, and I think you've got to be able to have a huge offering. You don't want to be losing business because there's a product or service that you don't have available to you.
Can I just make one more, I think, quite important point about what we're seeing in those partners is, and again, this is a gross generalisation because there is real value in fibre, mobile and telecom services, but actually the strategic conversation with the business owner that you're selling to is increasingly about software and application and cloud and services. It's not about what we should think of increasingly as utility services like telco and so on. I'm not diminishing the importance of telecom services. They're really important. Great devices are really important. But the strategic conversation is how I'm going to transform my business, and it's software that does that. That's the really important strategic conversation. And that's a big change for some resellers, I think, is to make that move to be able to have that consultative dialogue around the IT stack and then to bring all the rich margin of the telco services around it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just one final thing on that, get your back office right as well, and make sure that you've got the productivity software and also, the partner tools that are going to handle that growth. Because if you grow quickly, you want to make sure that all your processes are as efficient as possible and you're not sort of scrambling around having to do any double entry, which is going to be prone to, data accuracy issues. Make sure that everything is integrated and seamless. And I think that's going to stand you in good stead.
Well, and look, Chris, the other thing we see in really smart MSPs is they're investing in really good tool sets. Without naming them, there are PSA, professional services automation tools. There are really good remote monitoring and management tools. These partners are transforming their OSS BSS, really strong billing capability. When they build out that managed service offering behind the scenes, they built a new OSS BSS that enables them to deliver highly templated, automated services that are really profitable but hugely valuable to the end user business. It's a big change.